All right, guys, we've got Jaquarii Roberson here, and we'll start with questions in the room first, and then we'll turn it over to Zoom.
I guess first off, you just want to, what's the feeling, after 2 games where offense really gets a chance to fly around a good bit to start the season, and now you open conference play with that confidence a little bit?
It feels good. I feel like the offense is clicking really well. Some things is working in our favors. We had a couple turnovers on these first 2 games, but for the most part, I think we know what to do. We know what we want to do. We know how we want to move the ball, and I think we feel really comfortable. Outside guys are going, the running backs are going. Sam's doing pretty well, looking really good, leading us. And I think we're really comfortable and excited, to go ahead and go into conference play.
Is there anything you've learned about this offense in these first 2 games, or maybe just something that was reaffirmed to you through these first 2 games?
I just, we always going into it a week of, certain, goals or certain, focus points that we want to hit. And it kind of just has this understanding of, making sure if we can handle those, those 3 points or those 4 points that we want to handle, then we have a good shot of winning the game, or often to have a really big day, but not necessarily nothing new in particular, but it's really the same offense. We've been doing a couple of tweaks here and there, but it's the same thing.
Or does it bother you, or do you worry about the fact that these second halves haven't really tested you guys at all, and you might not know who's going to be the guy that steps up when a critical 4th down or 3rd down in the 4th quarter?
It doesn't really worry me, because I know guys can step up. I know guys will step up. We haven't had any, tough games, or, offense hasn't faced any adversity yet, but I think we're definitely up for the challenge. We're not going to back down. We're going to keep pushing and keep getting after it for sure. So I think we'll be in good shape.
I take it you guys don't need to be reminded about the prep work you did for Florida State like 9 months ago.
Honestly, it's COVID. It was so much. I don't even remember myself, honestly. Can't remember what we did.
Do you remember the feeling on that Friday when you guys found out they weren't coming?
Yeah, definitely. I think we were about to start walkthrough or something, and Coach Clausen just told us it kind of sucked, though, because I was excited. I think we were going down there. Yeah, so I was excited. They were coming here. Yeah. Either way, I was excited, to play Florida State. But we're gonna get them this time. We get to play them now, so hopefully, nothing goes on between now and then.
Do you guys talk about that as a team, or is it just an understood thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think I might have heard it one time, just, prepping for them. Oh, well, this is what we were looking at last year. But, it don't really bother us now in the new year. So that's behind us. So, yeah.
We'll turn it over to Zoom here for Jaquarii.
Hey, Jaquarii, Les here. What is it that you're expecting to see out of the Florida State defense on Saturday?
Sorry, Les, one more time. I had to turn you up.
Sorry. Thanks, Jaquarii. What is it you're expecting to see out of the Florida State defense, and what's the best ways you all have figured out to attack them?
They're definitely, big physical team. They got great personnel. Just do what we do as an offense, get them in the zones, or whether they're in man, just kind of be able to, see that from a coaching standpoint, and put the players in the right position. I think that'd be the biggest thing to, just kind of know, what we should do versus this or versus that, just put us in the best position. And I think Coach R does a really, really good job of, figuring that out and, putting his guys in the best position possible.
As a player, what do you think it's like for them mentally right now, coming off a disappointing loss last weekend? Does that make them perhaps a more dangerous team?
Dangerous. I don't know if I would use the word dangerous, but they're definitely going to be hungry. then they're not going to come here, just going to hand us the ball game. But, it's going to be, of course, a fourth quarter game is going to be a tough game. And they're definitely going to try to get after us. They're going to play hard like they always do. But, I think it's going to be a good fourth quarter game here in Winston for sure.
Jaquarii, would you say that now that the conference play is here, that, the level of intensity steps up just a touch?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, I think that, in the past 2 weeks, we treated it like, we were playing, the Clemsons, or, we prepped like we was playing Florida State. So, I don't think it'd be, too much off, because, we had those type of preparations, beforehand. So we treated it all the same, treat every opponent the same. And then, it only makes us better, going into conference play for sure.
Looking at the rest of the guys in the receiver room, Donald had a good game last week, AT the first week. How are you feeling about those guys, the way that they've stepped up, and just the group as a whole?
I definitely feel really, really good about the guys in the room. Taylor Morin, still a guy that, you can't sleep on him. Keyshawn, gonna step in there, do what he has to do his job. And all I think it's about, each guy doing their job and, understanding what the assignments they need to do and what they need to do, to help our team in the best way possible. But those guys certainly, stepped up in a good way. And I think they'll continue to strive and continue to get better each week.
I'm assuming the answer is yes, but did you see the end of the Jacksonville State, Florida State game?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
What can you kind of take us through what the mentality is like as a wide receiver when I guess maybe that Hail Mary play is coming, and what you try to do in those moments?
Honestly, I don't even think it was really a Hail Mary. They kind of lined up maybe, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, but I think they maybe went all verticals, but I'm not sure. But I know one guy was way deeper than everyone else, and, they was playing like cover one. But you just got to go up and get the ball, make a play. He didn't really even get it to the end zone, but he finished it off. But I just think Florida State kind of gave up on it, didn't expect it. But just got to be a dog in that situation. Go get the ball, make a play for your team.
You ever had a experience like that in your career?
Actually, I was on defense. I was playing corner, and I was on offense. We threw a pick, and he almost took it to the house, and I came back behind him. This is for us to go to like the third round. I came behind him and made him fumble, got the ball back, won the game. That was like one of the clutches, football wise, but not really a touchdown off offensive. Yeah.
That sounds like a high school play with interception, on the interception return.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Jaquarii, head coaches get all the attention, but the position coaches are the ones that put in the work with you guys day in and day out. Tell me a little bit about Coach Higgins, what he means to you personally, and what he brings to the position group, the receivers.
Coach Higgins is a guy, he's definitely gonna keep you accountable for whatever it is you do. He's always gonna, make sure you're in the right spots. He's always gonna, make corrections, and he's gonna do it in his own, little unique way. But I really enjoy being around Coach Higgins and our guys, and he always pushes us. He always, laughs here, just to keep us, going throughout, meetings or whatever it is. But he always makes sure, we're staying focused and never losing track. But Coach Higgins is really an amazing coach. He's just, everyone loves him, he's always loud in practice. Just good to be around, but he's definitely gonna make sure to keep you accountable for sure.
Do you put much stock or pay much attention to the games of the touchdown streak?
No, I don't really pay too much attention, but I kind of know about it. So, but yeah, Sage, it's my guy. But I was just talking to him yesterday. I told him, I was like, yeah, you heard, like, you got me by 2, so I was trying to beat you. He was like, yeah, whatever. So he was like, he said, if I want somebody to beat it, I want it to be you. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot that you and Sage would have been in the same class.
yeah, yeah. We were roommates. Yeah,
Oh, even better.
even better, right?
Has that kind of always been your relationship with him, just kind of competitors and kind of trying to one up each other?
Yeah, definitely. Because in high school, like so we both played 2A football, and he's from the West, and I'm from the East. So,
Yeah.
I always like seeing his stats. So we were always like competing against each other, either if it was football or basketball. But that's kind of the neat thing. And then we ended up coming here being roommates for quite a while. But we was always competing. Either it's basketball, we go in the gym here at Wake, always going against each other. Sage is a great athlete, though.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a better athlete than Sage. But don't tell him I said that.
You don't have to fade away when you're saying it. You have to say that with like authority. He's not here anymore. He can't.
Yeah, but I'll stay away from that. I don't want to fight with him right now.
How does it come up? Do you bring it up to him? Like you said, you.
I think he kind of knows now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't have to bring it up before because he already know. Yeah.
Did you guys ever cross paths playing against each other in basketball and football?
No, we never did. No. My team never made it to state championship, and I think he did like once. So.
How did y'all fare in the pickup games at Coach Higgins' house?
Oh, so I think Coach Higgins was smart. He always put me and Sage on the same team because he knew how good we were in basketball. So, he wanted to bet. Yeah, we had to help him out a little bit.
Was that the team that Coach Higgins was on too?
Yeah, he was on me and Sage's team. Yeah.
You guys all good? All right.
All right, appreciate it.
I'm gonna unmute myself. I think I unmuted myself. Okay, cool.
All right. Well, we'll start with questions here in the room, and then we'll open it up to Zoom.
I guess first off, 2 games into a season, as far as like confidence level, fun level, is it like a dramatically different experience than last year was, or where do you sit?
Yeah, I would definitely say this year is a lot more fun just because we're not wearing masks in practice. We don't have to social distance in the locker room, in the meeting rooms. Like we can really get together and just feel like a brotherhood again. And just seeing the fans at the stadiums and like having, more than my mom and dad at the games means so much to me. And I know it means a lot to the other guys too. So I guess this year, I mean, it always means a lot, but this year, I guess it just means more just because, you never know when it's going to get taken away from you, and I guess, and nobody expected COVID last year. So just to have it again is really nice. And we're just really appreciating it more this year. So.
Can you pick up on like a noticeable, I guess like hype increase just with the fact that you guys are stepping into conference play this week?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I would say we know how good this team is. I mean, ODU and Norfolk State are good teams, but they don't compare to Florida State. So we know what team we have in front of us, and to go and play in the ACC, you have to bump it up an extra gear. So I thought we executed really well these past 2 games, but if you want to stay consistent and keep getting better each week in the ACC, you just gotta prepare like it and take it serious. So.
A little bit of a harder sell to make when Florida State is 0-2 coming off a loss to an FCS school.
I mean, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as the Florida State is a handful plays away from being a ranked team 2-0 in the country. So, I mean, Notre Dame, they hung in there tight. Notre Dame's a good football team, and then Jacksonville State, they played well. Jacksonville State did, but Florida State, like you just look at their defense and you can just see the talent. This is going to be like one of the best D lines we play all season. So, we're not looking at it as in like, oh, they're 0-2. If we go up big early, like they're just going to roll over. Like this is going to be, this game is going to come down to the last drive. So we know that and we're preparing for it. So.
do you guys feel like you're as prepared as you can be for a game that's 4 quarters and comes down to the last drive like that, given the first 2 games haven't been very dramatic in the 4 quarters?
I mean, from my experience, this is going into my 3rd year, so like I kind of know what to expect. So like for Devontae Gordon, who's never played 90 snaps in a game, I went up to him today after practice, and I'm like, hey, like hydration, food right away. Like you got to stay on it. Like you can't wait till Friday night to hydrate for a 90 play game. So I'm really just trying to remind the younger guys who haven't really been in that role yet. So, yeah.
You guys, I can't remember when you came in, you might have heard me ask Jaquarii this, but you guys need to be reminded of kind of the bitterness at Florida State from last season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're bitter about it, but like at the end of the day, that year was so weird. Like, I mean, I understand, like, you know, they had COVID issues, and I don't know, like, I just try to delete it from my memory, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, no hard feelings for Florida State. I mean, that did suck. Just the day before, we're literally getting ready to walk through, and then to have our AD tell us the game was canceled, that was a memorable moment for sure. But
as soon as you leave the stadium from that impromptu senior night, you just kind of flush it out and just go on with your life.
yeah, basically, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
You mentioned the talent of the D line, just like looking at the 2 games they've had where they do hang with Notre Dame really tightly, lose kind of a heartbreaking fashion to Jacksonville State. Like, is there a commonality or 2 that you see in the defensive line performance in those 2 games that really stand out?
Yeah, just from watching the film, I mean, they're well coached. I mean, there's not many flaws in their game. I think the only flaw they have as D line is they don't have the most depth. So I think with the offense we run and how fast we go and how many plays we do a game, if we can get to that and keep getting first downs and not having 3 and outs, I think that could benefit us a lot in just trying to wear out that defense. So not too many flaws in their D line. They seem really well coached. They're good with their hands. They're explosive. They don't really make too many MAs. So we just know that basically this is a game where you just got to outwork the guy in front of you. So
you mentioned talking to Devontae about, I guess, it's kind of the well-rounded approach it takes when you're stepping into competition like this. And what do you remember about when you were the guy kind of making that step forward into some ACC competition, some serious guys across from you?
yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I remember. Honestly, I don't. UNC, I think, was my first ACC game, and I just remember being really nervous. And I remember Justin Huron coming up to me and telling me, like, "Hey, like you had a full fall camp. This is your 3rd year on the team. Like, you know the offense, you know the plays, you know how good you are. Just go out and replicate that." So I think just as an older guy, I'm trying to tell that to Devontae and just say, hey, like, you're here for a reason. Like, we're not going to put out some bum at right tackle. Like, you're a good football player and you can do it. So that's basically what I've been trying to tell him all season. And I think he's been playing really well, but this is a big test for him. And I'm just trying to really stay behind his back. So
how did you grade out that game? Do you remember?
I think I got PFF Player of the Week on the ACC. So pretty good. But I mean, I just really try to like, oh, it's cool, but you got to stay humble in the ACC.
Sure.
So
Turn it over to Zoom here.
Sean, just what are some of the keys to, you talk about wearing out the Florida State defense. Aside from that, what are some of the keys to having a successful night Saturday night?
I think a big key for us is just explosive plays. You look at the Notre Dame film in Jacksonville State. If as an offensive line, if we can protect and just average, I guess, 4 yards a carry, you know what I mean? Do well in the run game. It's going to open up a lot of looks for Sam. So really, I think the keys for us are just, no dumb missed assignments. Just do your job and just basically let Jaquarii go to work, really. So those are basically the keys.
Is there any concern with playing a team that's coming off such a heartbreaking loss like that? It seems like, for instance, if you guys come off a last second loss, you're going to be a little bit more hungry, a little bit more motivated going into the next game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it in 2017, I think we were in the exact same situation. FSU was 0-2. I think Jimbo Fisher was still a coach, and like you could just feel it that game. Their backs were against the wall, and it's going to be the same thing again. Mike Norvell is like one of the best coaches in the country. He did a fabulous job at Memphis, and so we know that team is going to be ready to play. We know they're going to be hungry, and yeah, basically, like they're just gonna show up and hit us in the mouth, and it's just if we can respond. So.
You guys all good with Sean?
Similar circumstances with 2017 because they were 0-2. You guys were 4-0.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they had some hurricane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's basically what I'm looking at. So just trying to not let history repeat itself. So.
Yeah, that was.
And that was a game we should have won too. I mean, I thought we played really well. We just, down the line made a few bad plays and they, made a few good plays. So.
Red zone offense, I think, was the key there.
So. At the end of the day, like, I don't know, some like Jacksonville State, sometimes the ball bounces your way, sometimes it doesn't. Like 2017, we had a lot of games like App State. I'm trying to think like A&M was a close game. Just a lot of games that came down to like, just luck basically. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. So but yeah.
You guys all good?
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, Sean.